Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Tabitha here. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Saturday to you all. And we are gonna get this message out for the What's Up with the Sky. So let's see what's going on in the sky today, you guys. I am an Oracle channel, intuitive. I read Oracle and Tarot cards and many other things. So yeah, um, let's see what's going on, everybody, and the World Wide Web. What the message says before we get into the channeling and pulling a few cards. Okay, let's just put her vocals on because she cannot see. Today, August 8th, 2026, astrological and cosmic influences are primarily driven by the moon in Gemini, forming active connections with Uranus, Saturn, and the Sun, alongside alignments involving Mars, Mercury, and Pluto. That comes from Yahoo on the World Wide Web. Excuse me. The key planetary alignments and its influences. Moon conjuncts unpredictable Uranus in restless Gemini today, bringing a jolt of mental electricity, sudden insights, and a desire to break free from stagnant routines. The Moon and Saturn. An early morning sextile between the Gemini Moon and Saturn helps ground fast moving thoughts, turning casual ideas into practical, organized commitments. That comes from the Sun Sentinel. Also, coming from the Sun Sentinel is a message about the Moon and the Sun. A later sextile with the Leo Sun adds a wave of warmth, personal confidence, and clarity to social or creative interactions. Mercury and Mars. A morning semi-sextile can spark a tug of war between rushing into choices or feeling temporarily indecisive. Mars and Pluto. A bicantile aspect provides underlying strategic focus, driving the willingness to tackle new challenges. All right. So I don't know where those references are coming from, but where those messages are coming from, which references, but those are the messages from the World Wide Web. So let's see what our channels and ports would like to share with us from our higher minds. We're going to pull a few cards for more on the sky to see again what our sky, our minds, our moons, our mental would like to share. So we are using the Ask and It Is Given Oracle deck. Oh, upside down. Yeah, Esther and Jerry Hicks. So let's get it, y'all. What y'all got? What y'all thinking about out there in these streets with y'all's mental chatter, mental clarity? I'm hearing envision or even invasion production. That was in last night's message. Go check it out about the masculine and feminine. The message had a lot of song references in it, but it was pretty cool. A nice message, actually. I'm hearing something about condoning something becoming really big and powerful, and it may blow up or explode. This is a lot about still communication. Someone be mindful. There may be some issues with your chest as well as um, your breaths. So they're saying practice your breathing. As you corroborate and come together with your words and come together and learning to love on one another and be there for one another. Um, you'll be able to refer to one another and things will become so beautiful for you. Again, that seems to be from last night's message. So the message is about the masculine and feminine coming together in a desirous way. Again, being mindful, everyone, that the masculine and feminine, yes, it is true that this is your masculine and feminine counterparts in the physical realm, meaning your community, your friendships, your family, around those that you can touch, see, and actually feel. Well, feel and touch are the same. Well, we'll say, well, yeah. However, this is also about what's going on internally with your masculine and feminine spheres within yourself, okay? Which is why you are attracting these cohorts is the word for whatever reason they keep giving me. You know, that's not a word that I would normally use, but yeah, these are the people, your family, the people that are around you, your teammates, everyone that you are growing and evolving with. You know, I just keep hearing counterparts, and this is familial, but it was coming out as full familial. So maybe this is about, they're showing me from this deck here, the card of the sister out in the water, and it's just full. Everything is full. But this also could be about an emotional contract, is what I'm hearing, and it may come in to villainize you, yeah, to cripple you, yep, and to single you out. So be mindful of that as well. It so what I want, or what I'm being given, are you willing to give? Because the word giving was coming out. So are you willing to give? That's first. But as long as you stay open, quiet down and settle down your mind, your subconscious, that rapid, yeah, 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 and rabid, quick moving, jumping all around everywhere energy, flitting and pollinating everywhere. Everything will stay calm, and I'm hearing, you'll be able to stay beneath the radar, meaning there won't be so much, you won't have to deal with so many repercussions. And again, this has to do with, I'm hearing crowd pleasing, but this has to do with the family, the people, your counterparts. Okay, I'm hearing brethren again, but it's coming out as brethren. But yeah. So maybe this is about the breadwinner in the house as well. The masculine. Whoever the masculine is, you guys, whether it's you, feminine, in your you showing up in a physical body as a feminine, a woman, you know, um, but your masculine is the breadwinner in the house. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. As long as you, as your partner, who is a masculine, showing up in his physical vice, but is okay and willing to step back and allow you to show up in your masculine frequency because he's okay with himself. He honors himself in both his masculine and feminine selves. And also being mindful, everyone, that the house, the family, the system, where there are two parts in the house, physical, a man and an actual woman, an actual man and an actual woman in the physical bodies representing the household. Laying everything on one counterpart, that's the problem. That's been the problem. This is what's coming up. This is not, this is me. I'm still learning myself. So don't take this from me. Take this from the sky. Okay. So the planets. So we can rely on one another as we compose. I'm hearing flutes and trumpets and trombones and drums and just, I'm hearing all of that. Bass, I'm hearing rhythm. That's what I'm hearing. And Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation just came up and started playing. But in the house, there's music, there's a symphony. It can show up beautifully. And all the tonations are beautifully played if the system is running in togetherness, if we're not fault finding one another. If the masculine in the physical body is okay with the feminine showing up in her masculine vice in a certain area, and then vice versa, the household will run well. everyone has a stronger masculine in certain areas, and everyone has a stronger feminine in certain areas. And I'm saying this could just be one full body showing up. Maybe you're stronger. This is just, just say that the woman is very strong in her household duties or in a certain household duty. Maybe she knows how to cut the grass. Maybe she knows how to take out the trash. Why? Because maybe her because of how she's set up. I know for me, this let me use myself as an example. So that OCD, in a certain area for me is I'm overtly clean. And I know that's the Virgo in my system. I know, and health, even that. I know again, I have 2 planets in Virgo. So I know that Virgo in me is definitely about being well and also cleanliness. So I'm the one who I don't mind taking out the trash. Now, I don't know how to cut any grass, so I'm going to keep that. You can have that, brother. But I don't mind. I'll take out the trash. I'll do that. I'm willing to do that particular thing as it has been set up, though, in a position for the masculine to do that. That's how the old school system had it running. But I'm okay to do that. So if a masculine, just say your partner is good at cooking, but he's born in a masculine body. If he's good at cooking, he doesn't mind doing the cooking. Then allow him to do that without you being upset about the kitchen duties even. So sometimes that's how it works out. We're built certain ways sometimes. So let the house run in that way and be confident in it. And okay, if you choose to have friendships over and allowing them to come in, you want to have this party and everyone is observing and looking and watching how your household is running, and they're whispering, side eye, sipping their wine and their tea, um, coffee, whatever, watching and judging. And then your partner, to say he goes off somewhere and you guys are having a conversation, sister, you and your female friend, y'all talking. Girl, please, I saw how your husband did XYZ or your person did XYZ. Girl, please, I wish mine would. I just heard the word run. I don't know why. But as I heard the word run, I also saw someone running off. Pew! That's what the Most High gave me. Maybe that's the message for you to run off since it's on about the house. I had to go out my ear because you're coming in to infiltrate my household system and how our household system is filtered. We've allowed our water to flow, be like water. We are okay with it. So our roots are not being damaged because you bird brain, you can be free. Go. You're not welcome here. Okay, so that's what that is about. I'm hearing the chatterbox. Okay, so I don't know where all of that came from, but I guess I do again because this is a run over in from last night's message. So obviously the energy is still here, in such a way, and I know it is because of how the planets are lined up. So yeah. So okay, well they gave it to us this way, but I'm gonna read this side first. I will love where I am right now. So let me look at this bird in the cage. So right now, so maybe some of us are in isolation. And I'm hearing that little bird's just cute little chirp, trying to get something out, but it's been held hostage. Yeah, this bird has been held hostage. Okay, why? Because of the mental chatter that has been coming in. Yeah, due to the patterning as well as the partnering. So the people
that have been around this person has disrespected this person. And again, yes, it could be in the physical. However, this is the mind, though. This is you and you. So there's been a lot of blame placing. So this is regulating in this season. You're regulating. You're about to come out of this cage. Why? Because of the message. I will love where I am right now. So enjoy your season of isolation. Okay? Do the work is what I just heard. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. And we want to assist you in achieving that. I don't know why I was about to say activating, but same thing. But we love where you are right now, even if you do not, because we understand how joyful the journey to where you want to go will be. And that's the beautiful part. That's why, and there's that number one. So that number one, this is new beginnings, which was out the gate yesterday's or last evening's message, which was the number one. So you're winning here as I'm hearing the word one. Last night, the word one was coming out as wands. But today, which was showing up as magic. But today, I'm hearing that you're a winner because you're not downsizing yourself. You're not crippling yourself, even though you are in this isolation season. I know why the cage bird is saying, but see, it's not that heavy. It's not that heavy. What you're doing right now is suiting up in order to receive that freshness, that number one. You're not exercising villainization, villainizing yourself nor anyone else. Because the corroboration that you are being granted is suitable for you. So even if your subconscious mind is your teammate in this season, if it's only you in your spiritual vice, you and your goddess, this is protection. And this is assisting you because you're scrubbing your mind clean. That was in one of the messages some days back. You're cleaning things up, which will allow you to inherit. I'm hearing the word melon. Melon. Mel on. Melon. There's so many. There's so much to that word, but I'm trying to make it fit. Melon. I don't know. It'll come up. Okay, so yeah, you're reasserting yourself though. You're no longer in the villain error. It's no longer an error. It's no longer in. So maybe you're longing for something, but it's no longer an error because you're being accommodated. Yeah, because it has been. I'm hearing though this is trial and error. Error. So this is a trial in this era, in this season. And there may be some errors that may come in and may seem a bit conflicting, but you're going to downsize because it's trivial. The error is trivial. You're going to stay mild in your mannerism. I'm hearing the tugboat, chugga, chugga, toot, toot. This is the whistleblower act, is what I'm hearing. So this is your message from your sky, from your ancestry, from your goddess. So you're no longer even in a desire to boast or brag or point fingers or yell or activate any of that energy. So that's maybe why I saw the word activate. Keep it in the closet, Michael Jackson. I love that video. I love that song, but I love that video, child. Yes, honey, they be doing it in there. Him and I don't say that's Imani, but that's not Imani, is it? Child, I don't be knowing who nobody is. I don't. Forgive me. Forgive me. So we're gonna go to finances, everybody. What Most High is our finances about? Now, sometimes the messages, you guys, I'm noticing, and for those who have been consistent in viewing the messages, you guys are seeing that the messages, yes, they are about finances, but it is a spiritual contract that shows up. So this is about our body and our minds and how we're thinking and how we're feeling and what our vibration is like, which is affecting our finances. So the finances may show up as a message in what how you are showing up in your energy, basically, your integrity, how volatile these things may be in affecting the climate of your money. Okay, so let's go. I'm hearing images or image consultant. I'm hearing viruses. Okay, so this is they're going to health though, and we do a message about health for those who are probably just checking in, have happen chancingly. Um, yeah, cuddle close. I'm hearing, but I also just heard cut close. If you really, really want it, yeah, okay. All you gotta do is get up on it. Last night, Keith Sweat was in the message. Today we have Cut Close, his group. So they're telling us if we want it, we gotta get up on it. But that was about love, though. That was about love, and that's how the message just totally came out the gate. So, but too, this again is about you loving yourself. So, how are you showing up in loving yourself? Is that's Mary, right? She's loving on herself. You busy loving yourself. Yeah. 11 years of sacrifice. Besides the kiss, I had nothing to show. I know that's just all wrong, but that, yeah. But she also has a song about loving yourself too. But that's the one that's coming up because for 11 plus years, that some of us may have gotten stuck in so many years plus, um, living on somebody else, and honey just jacked up the money, messed up the church's money, child. Because be mindful, your body, your temple is the church. You don't have to go in to an actual brick and mortar church. Your house is the church, which I started out the top of the message. This is the family church, the family house, the family temple. Okay? I'm hearing something about bragging rights and being suitable for something. And I'm hearing again, congratulations. Y'all just heard the horn blow. That's the warning sign. That's the message. They said this is a whistleblower. So we just got the horn. They gave us clarity. That's truth. That's truth. This message is truth. Okay. I'm hearing something about consenting. Getting on common ground. And can you trust this era? Can you trust this season? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? Oh, that even that sound like they were saying you're in the can. Maybe you're getting canned from something from the past. But you have a bright future after you break away from whatever this job is, whatever this commitment is, whatever this class has been, is being refuted in this season. And you are getting canned from it because it has been a bugaboo for you. So what's coming up for you will bring in a bright future. The grass will be very green. Now, as I said, grass, the word grasp came out. So get a hold of it. Get a hold of it. Clamp down on it. Step into it. Embody it. They just showed me a celebrity, like a really great celebrity. That's the vibration that I felt. No particular celebrity, just the vibration that I felt. Them hunkering down and embodying that role that they are participating in, that character, and allowing it to be a trait of theirs. They're solidifying that thing. They're it, like when Denzel maybe did Malcolm X, or yeah, just one of those type of characters, like just standing strong in it, you know, and you're releasing the disgusting parts, whatever whatever is repulsive, whatever is damaging, whatever you can't get quite right, whatever is bringing in destructive behavior. You're rising. You're rising. And you're playing on the right team this time. Congratulations. The song, Congratulations. I can't get the rhythm, but the song, Congratulations. Very old song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can trust yourself in this season because you are rising and you are a rising star, which was, I guess, why they took me to Denzel with embodying that particular role. Because, baby, he was everything in that role. So you're rising, ascension, tension. So, so you're securing a certain debt, but I'm seeing the number 38 here. And so that's 11 and that's 2. So this is duality. But we look at the numbers 3 again, which is community. I'm hearing getting on common ground. So, because that's community, that's family, that's companionship. And then I'm looking at the number 8, which is alchemizing, strategy. You're being strategic about something, the embodiment of something. This is cellular, though. This is cellular. So as I'm saying cellular, I'm being taken to the World Wide Web. I'm hearing commonality and favor. But as I'm saying cellular as well, this is also again about your body and your health and your habits. So you're breaking away from old commitments. I feel we're too stuck on these cellular devices, the phones, the technology. So we're stripping away those habits because it has brought on tension. So that because there is so much tension coming from the patronizing is the word that's coming up as well, from the World Wide Web, it's keeping us from ascending. It's keeping us from rising. So we have to liberate that thing. We have to alchemize that thing. And we have to be strategic about the alchemizing of it. But it has to do, again, with the patron, the patronizing, the 3, the community. There's been fault there somewhere because the community, again, as the messages have been saying, community has only been finding fault in a particular person, which has been offensive to that one particular person, which has not been allowing that one particular person to ascend, to rise, to grow, to evolve, to be in alchemy and alchemists. They weren't able to trust themselves. There was so much thievery in this frequency. But listen, you guys, you literally are going to have, I'm hearing, a very bright future in this upcoming new season. They're saying you can trust it. Just reinvent yourself. Go higher. Go higher. The song by Patti LaBelle and Bobby Womack. Is that Patti LaBelle and Bobby Womack? No matter how high I get. Trust it. And with the word trust, the trust fund babies. So you're gaining great financial. This is an incline. You're no longer declining. You're no longer falling. You're no longer descending. You're in alignment. I'm looking at this line. You're in alignment. You can trust it. That mighty is about to get right. Boom. That's them finances, baby. Good job, y'all. Let us rise. Child. Okay, we're going to just use this particular deck today. So, what is going... Well, maybe the cards have already been... Yeah, let's roll with how the cards are. Because the Most High knows how we roll. So, we are moving on to health. So let me cover this whole thing up. Smexy time. And that was in last night's message as well. So this is 36. So this is 9. So 9 is ending. This is a lot of base and root chakra energy. But you're getting on common ground because you've ended something, which will allow that smexy time to come in because you're no longer finding fault. Because, okay, because I'm asking, like, well, what does this have to do with health? Gotcha. Because you were just addicted. Poison. You were addicted to the smicks. That's all you did. Smick, smick, smick. It made things sick. You were sick. That's all you knew. That's all you knew was smack, 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 smack. Smack, smack, smack. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, Bell Biv DeVoe. Let it go and reinvent yourself is what I'm hearing. Okay, because this is brought in troubling time. So again, you guys, everything with I'm hearing intimacy. Okay, they're taking sis somewhere else. They're taking us somewhere else. So again, with intimacy. So in the days of Rome, because this is where they're taking me, in the days of Rome, when Venetian energy, Taurus and Libra, when that energy settled itself in, more Taurian though, because Taurus is so very about the senses. So I'm hearing the interplanetary alignment. When this settlement began to take charge of these circles of life, the Romans, the word Rome, if you take here of what the word Roman, Rome man, romance, Rome ing. I'm hearing the song by the artist Rome. I can't remember the song. I just listened to it the other day, but that particular song, it was a love song, and it was one of them songs that gets you. But you were roaming all around in smicks and gluttonous energy. Everything. So intimacy, back to that word, it was just something to do. And it needs a course correction where smexy time is concerned because you want to into me see. You want to be able to see inside of me. You're releasing again the villain error. This is a new contract that you will be signing. You're going to be bossing up in this contract. You're no longer going to be, again, flitting and around and pollinating everyone's flower. Okay? That just, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, intimacy, into me, see. I choose to look into my partner. I choose to get to know my partner. As you're cooperating with one another, chilling, relaxing, lying next to one another. I'm hearing cohabitating with one another because that's what it is in all honesty as I think about it. I'm hearing even intruding in one another. It's an intrusive energy because it is. That's why you want to be mindful of it. That's why soul contracts exist. Yeah, that's deep. But you want to win as the prize and you want to show up as the prize. And I'm hearing winterizing. So this one, okay, gotcha, got it. This should be solid. This should be a solid contract so that the intrusive soul ties that you go out and mix and mingle with, flitting, pollinating everybody else's flower, will not bring in dis-ease, discord, disability, sick energy. We're working on integrity here. I'm hearing take a spiritual bath. This is going to God about it as well. If you've been sexually addicted or even sexually addicting, who knows? You're reworking this. Give it to God. Give it to God in that song. Just give it to God because you need repositioning here. This is Maxwell, this is a bad habit, and Usher, this is a bad habit. I love Maxwell's. I love both of them actually, but yeah, honey, my Torian self, honey, she absolutely is addicted to the Maxwell version of it. The visual. I love the video. It's too much. They've even put a disclaimer on that joint. I was like, wow, really? So yeah, I just watched it last week. I think it was. I was like, oh, y'all, y'all letting it be known this joint is a bit too much for the immature eye. So yeah, it's deep. That's how deep Smexy time can be. So you're uprooting from that. It's no longer unhealthy. It's no longer sick. There's no need for chastisement here because you're getting bought out from that frequency. It no longer exists. You can now trust it. You can now trust your partner. This is for the sake of grace, I'm hearing, because there's a new rulership coming into the system of the houses. Again, go look up your houses and look up what your, I guess, your love house is about in your astrology chart. Okay, they just stopped. So we're gonna turn this one around because of the image. So with love, who are you manifesting? That's just pretty much what I'm taking with this, but we're gonna listen to the message. This is duality, the twinning, the number two, the juxtaposition. I'm hearing this is gift bringing. But I remember in a couple of messages back or some messages back where they were saying, sit down, right? Sit down, journal, write it down, you know, your person, I'm saying, your business, how you want your family to show up, you know? I'm hearing this is very personal. This is very personal. And this is a business contract at the end of the day. So they're going back to the top of the message because this is about your finances. And this is about how everything will grow and mature if you get it right. But you want to write it down. I'm hearing something about a public figure and the image. I'm looking at the mirror of how you are showing up. You are that public figure. You, because you're always out in the public. And so many of us are online some way. So it affects your finances and your financial partnering. So they're taking me to this video a short that I viewed this morning. There were two of them, and they reminded me of myself back when I was in my circumstance for 15 years. You guys, I share what I know, what I've lived. I can't share anyone else's story. So if it may irk or agitate someone because I'm feeling that energy in here, this is my story. I don't have anything else to share. I can't share because then I would be making something up. So this is my story. So I'm sharing what I have lived. So what I manifested in that partnership, what we manifested in that partnership, it was I'm hearing the word servile. So we were of service to one another. Um it was a great season until it wasn't. In the beginning, we both knew what we wanted and how we wanted the relationship to show up and sponsor our household. He was always working. He was over the road. He was a trucker. He was always working. I was a house person. I stayed at home. That was how we decided we were okay with it once we came to the conclusion of what we were expecting of one another. So, in that manifestation, it was more in the beginning, we showed up as together. It was working out. We were abundant. So that's where I was going with it. We're in that season right now, what I'm speaking about, which is the abundance. And so in that abundance, um, I knew that because how he had our home set up, as far as I'm hearing the word master. So in him being the master of the finances, basically, that's what I felt from that because this is what we're speaking about. He, because he was always working and my work was set up in the house, we could trust that one another would bring in the abundance at the top of the message in the way that we wanted our system to be filtrated. I always knew that I would like to plant a garden. I saw my grandparents running a garden. We, as the grandchildren, would get out and assist with the gardening. Um, the garden was always abundant. It was always plentiful. I remember plucking greens. I remember pulling tomatoes. I remember um, apple tree, well, not apple trees, but the crab apple trees. I remember our garden being abundant as a child with my grandparents. I remember us having all of that in the garden. I now see my parents doing the same thing. They themselves are running a garden. Um, it's it's nice, it's simple, it's not as abundant, but it grows, it nurtures itself because they are partnering in knowing how they want the filtration system to show up and grow. It's fruitful. So that's where my person and I were in that season. In the beginning, we had a garden growing. It was showing up abundant. The foliage was doing what it was doing. We did get a few leafy greens coming up. We could never solidify the corn. We could never solidify the tomatoes. None of that. Then all of a sudden, the season started to show up as ruin. Why? Because we started to bring in so much arguing. Um, he wasn't willing to assist in it any longer. I was evolving more. I was becoming more of a spiritual muscle in the house, and he was just still operating more so off of his root, his base chakra. And so with and even the sacral chakra, those were the two. And well, then definitely the solar plexus because he was a Leo. And so Leo is very powerful. They honor that. And he was one again that operated more so off of his lower his power, his verb. You know, me. That was who he was. That was how he showed up. But so with that, the bugs that started to infiltrate our garden, they were pests. So of course the garden started to decline, hence tension. It couldn't grow anymore. There was no more abundance. There was no more fruitfulness. So it became a struggle. And so that again, not just the garden, that was just an example that I'm bringing up, but everything in my household, our household, everything else started to become irregular. And that slant started to come in, and then it went on the decline, and then everything became empty. And so the money started to go back into the cloud because of the mind. All of the mental chatter on both ends became irregular. Y'all see the money falling back into the cloud. It's not falling out of the tree any longer. There is no more fruit. We were no longer fruitful. So we were just riding an infiltrated manifestation. So everything we were manifesting in that season was empty due to clouded mind. So this is about us in love practicing better habits so that we can. This card was given to us in last night's message, or I pulled it up anyway because I was just pulling cards at that point. But this was, I think, the last card, community fridge. So I want to touch on it a bit more because I didn't even think about it as I was listening to the message. I was like, oh, I didn't even take note of this part or that part. But okay, it's inverted today because of what I just said. Y'all see how the cards, the Most High works through, works through us if we allow it to. So the community fridge, they said, be of service when I brought up the storyline of my ex and I. So we were being of service for one another, but we couldn't trust one another. The trust was faulty. But if we bring it upright, we get the number 24. That's six. Six is great finance, y'all. That's what I was just talking about. The rise and the decline of the finances. So the community fridge is full here. But the word fridge, y'all heard me mention Maxwell in that thing. Um, well, this is a different song though, Stone Cold. But this is solid. Everything is solid. But the refrigerator door is open. So the community is cold because they are unable to be of service in this way. That's why the card was given to us inverted. Hangman. The money is falling back into the cloud because of the mind. I'm looking at the blue. So as we work on our throat chakra, because that frequency is still, in the air, I'm hearing get over servile attitudes and disrespect as well. So we are welcoming in this season abundance because we can trust one another. We are pushing back. We are refuting. We are refusing doubts. We are course correcting. I'm hearing the bird, hear that bird brain whispering. That's chatter though. That's a chatterbox. So again, this is your subconscious mind. You're Johnny Gill in that thing, or you're no longer Johnny Gill in that thing. Well, it keeps coming out this way, whereas you're no longer allowing the contract to rub you the wrong way, and you're allowing it to rub you the right way, like the genie in the lamp. That bird brain no longer exists in this season of relationshiping. It's just that simple. Everything is good. They're working together, and they're good. Like they're organizing the refrigerator. This is about organization. This is a new organization that you can trust because there is no more fault finding. You are free, is what I'm hearing, because you are no longer accosting one another. And as I said, accosting, it came out as costing. I don't know if y'all heard that because the A didn't seem to land. You're not costing. You're not caustic. You're not sticking it to one another. You are having you're in good habits. That's where the grace and the favor are coming in the community, in the family times. Michael Sebastian or Sebastian Michael, Time, the song Time. You're releasing frigidity, and you're reflecting. You're getting on common ground. This is about, again, family and trusting the family and being okay with the family. So this is business related as well. Again, that's why, we always say in the community, it's not always just about actual intimate love. This is love as a whole. People you're out interacting with, friendship, just people that you randomly come across. You're learning to smile at one another. You're getting on common ground. Like that's how I know here in the South anyway. People were friendly. I'm Southern bred. Southern girl. That's me. You know, I'm from the A. However, my mom, my sister, and I, we did live up north for a season. The north can be cold. I'm seeing a cool breeze blowing across. It's cold, and as we would visit other states, New Jersey, New York, especially New York, right through Canada, like we knew someone in the Bronx. Like a lot of their energy was so jaded, just jaded. And as the earth began to evolve, systems started to infiltrate themselves into the southern frequency. And now people who don't actually know the South view the South as cold. I'm never coming to the A again. I don't know what they were told. I don't know why they told me that this was the place to be, because it was. Back in the day, we knew each other. Everybody knew each other. Everybody knew how to understand one another. It was okay for other people to mind your business because they were minding it in a curable way. My sister and I used to get in trouble, child, from the neighbor. This one particular Oriental lady. I can't remember her name, but she was an Oriental sister. Honey, please. She kept that eye on me and my sister, honey. My mom, she would know stuff, and we'd be like, now, how she even know? Come find out she was telling on our behind. They had that system in place. They were looking out for one another, and it was okay. So, yeah. that's it, y'all. That's our message about love and companionship and coming back together and promoting our businesses in a healthy way and partnering up and getting a clear vision. And I'm being taken back to say to how to run the household. Because if you can't be a friend with your companion, then what do you expect? How do you expect it to grow and evolve? It will continue to devolve because you're judging me instead of getting on the same ground with me, getting on common ground with me. You're getting agitated and irritated at my growth. And I know that my partner in the 15-year circumstance, he was watching me evolve. My YouTube channel was growing. I was growing. I was becoming someone that he was not. He was not willing or ready. I'm not judging it. I'm saying he wasn't there yet. He wasn't ready. So to him, it looked like I was thinking I was better than him when I kept saying, baby, let's do this together. Baby, let's do this together. And he just wasn't ready. So because he wasn't ready, he felt that I was slighting him. And I was wanting us to do it together. That we could be so much further along. Just to share a quick tidbit, like in the season when we really had like an abundance of money. Again, the Most High was blessing us. He kept trying us. She kept trying us. They kept trying us. They were letting us know, hey, y'all doing some stuff. Y'all doing something right. You're doing something right here. Y'all, but y'all can't see it. So they kept sticking it to us. They kept giving it to us, but we couldn't center ourselves. So in the season where we were highly abundant, we were in this big home. Everything was big, basically. We couldn't see again the forest for the trees. I'm in my big evolution of when I was on my spiritual journey in a really, I was getting the word learning was coming out, but yeah, spiritual learning. My spiritual muscle was growing and evolving. I was centering myself. This was my alone time and that's how the Most High positioned it because he wasn't ready. So that's why the house could not flourish. That was the season when our garden should have been so abundant. I mean, we had so much land, front and back. The front was like a sanctuary, but it was set up in such a way, like the rocks were set up, like it was just so nice. But and we had so much backyard land. Like again, we had land front and back. We were yeah, but so our garden. I keep going back to the garden. The garden couldn't grow. Our garden was not sacred because our union was not sacred. Look at the Most High. Yeah, like the land. I was just out there actually. It's like I was just roaming around the backyard. I was out there sharing a few things with, my YouTube family and the berries and stuff that I was coming across. And, I was trying to rebuild another garden. Then that one just stayed so dry. It was ridiculous because that was the season actually when I think we had like 4 years left before it was time for us to exit our storyline. So that's why most I was like, yeah, this is a waste of time, but go ahead. I was out there tilling the land. I was going deeper and deeper because he had purchased a piece of land on the side of the house where a lot of the land still was, but it belonged to someone else. But it was available. So he bought it, or he purchased it rather. And I was tilling. The Most High had me tilling, and I was going deeper and finding little gems like a well. We were already living on a well system, but it was a dry well. It was just a lot of stuff. And I was connecting so deep with my ancestors in that season. That drum was really beating then, though, even to the point of where he actually, even for a very little bitty bit, started to kind of come out there and help me, very minimally, but destruction had already set place. So I'm sharing this story, I suppose, to those of you guys who are in that season of you have a partner and you guys have an abundant land. That's back to those shorts that I was speaking about that I was that I viewed this morning. They were both two young ladies, um, maybe in their like late 20s, early 30s. I know for sure that one has 4 children and her person, so it's 6 of them because she mentioned it. They are so abundant in their land. So is the other young lady. but their land is so abundant. And with the young lady with the family of six, she was sharing what she would do in this and this and this because she has already done it. Again, sharing her story, showing the beauty of the abundance of her land, of having only purchased XYZ amount of land. And look at what you can do. I mean, she has so much out there. So, my point is, if you are willing and not afraid to get out and till the land, because that's what we're supposed to be doing in the earth anyway, Adam and Eve, you know, every time I use those two as an analogy, I keep hearing them as Adam and Steve, and they're saying, don't do that. I guess they wanted me to touch on it. We're regulating now. We're regulating. Or maybe if it is an Adam and Steve, because I'm not judging it. Again, you get to do you. Whoever your partner is, protect it and don't be deceived. Okay, okay. I felt that in a certain way, but do what is natural for you, whatever natural is for you. This is about bringing in natural resources and confidence. Okay, don't be a slave. Just don't be a slave. They bring up the word compadre, which is your partner, and don't get stuck. Again, and that was the from this deck here. That was the card when I opened the deck. That was the card that was laying up here, but it was inverted. So that means that there is no longer any stuck energy. They're saying congratulations. There'll be no more suffering. That song. All right. So I love you guys. They're still talking, but we're ending it because we're almost at an hour. Love you all so very much. Thank you all so very, very much for committing to the channel. Comment, share, like, subscribe. Check out the description box and book this. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. And yeah, see you all on the next one.